Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Book of the Dead battle card set, and I cannot wait to get into this. Before I get into the review, this was sent to me by Paizo for the purposes of doing a review video, so I do want to thank them for sending this out to me. I do appreciate all the support that they've shown me over the years, and as is always the case with these videos, they are not scripting the video or pre-screening it. And the opinions that I express, as always, are 100% completely and totally my own. But this is one of my favorite Pathfinder 2nd Edition books, if not just one of my favorite RPG books. I absolutely love the Book of the Dead, and undead are some of my favorite creatures. I try to make sure that I use them in practically every campaign that I've run. I just love using them. And I've been disappointed in the past with books that were dedicated to undead, and this one is easily the best undead focused book I have ever had the privilege of reading. I've absolutely adored this. I also recently did a top 10 favorite RPG books video, and the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Book of the Dead was in that video. So I absolutely adore this book. And even though we're here to talk about the battle cards, I will just show the other things that I have that are Book of the Dead related in my collection. So I do have the trade, or not the trade, the pocket edition version of the book. And I've talked about pocket editions in the past. I absolutely love the pocket edition books. I think they're fantastic. They're a great, cheaper alternative to getting the full-size hardcover, and they are scaled down, so the page references remain the same, so that if another product references, this book on page like 168, for example, then you can turn into that exact page in the pocket edition. The print is a little bit smaller, so if you do have trouble reading small print, then that might be problematic. But I still absolutely love these books. And for me, again, they're so convenient. If I were to run games in a public setting again, then these are the books that I would have with me. And even for my online games, if I'm running Pathfinder 2nd Edition, honestly, just to save space at my table, the same table that I'm recording at, I would absolutely be using these instead of the full-size hardcovers. And of course, I do have the full-size hardcover as well. The hardcover was also sent to me by Paizo. I did a review video on that a while ago, so if you haven't seen the review of the actual book, then be sure to check that out. But the pocket edition I picked up on my own, and like I said, I absolutely love that book, that product. I think it's just fantastic. So anyway, here we've got the card set. Let's just kind of get that out of the way. So yeah, here we have the card set, and again, I really love the artwork that we have on the front here. Just shows some of the creatures that are going to be showcased on the cards themselves. It does have like the undead skeletons there that are actually part of the page border art. As you progress through the book, you start with these really pristine looking statues, which start to degrade as you get further and further into the book. And then by the time you reach the end, these statues have crumbled and they've been replaced with these like undead or these skeletons that are in the same spot. I thought that was a really cool detail here. And again, just some really cool artwork on the front here. Green is also one of my favorite colors, so I really love the fact that they went with green there. And my first favorite color is purple, which we actually see on the Paizo Golem logo, which is also pretty cool. This retails for $34.99 US, and on the back it reads, "Unlock the Grim Crypt. Pathfinder Book of the Dead adds a massive number of undead creatures to use as adversaries and for summon spells in your game. This box contains more than 130 cards that make the dead rise even faster. Each card features a beautiful full-color image of a Book of the Dead creature on one side, while the other side provides that creature's statistics for quick and easy reference. Make your monsters shamble and stalk while keeping the stats you need close at hand." So yeah, awesome stuff. So I'm going to cut the seal here, and we will be right back with the actual cards. So just give me one moment. All right, so we got the box, everything unboxed. I got all the plastic off, and we'll just take a look at the sides of the inside portion of the box here, because again, we get some more artwork, which looks really great. We also have just an advertisement for the Book of the Dead itself, just the Book of the Dead battle cards. I love that artwork as well. And actually, this is really cool. So this is an advertisement for the Bloodlord's Adventure Path, which is the current, at the time of this recording, it is the current ongoing adventure path for Pathfinder 2e, and it is also undead focused. And I'm just waiting to get the complete set of the adventure path, and then I will be diving into my thoughts on that. So really cool stuff on the box itself, but we are here to take a look at the cards. So we're just going to set the second bundle aside for now. And we're just going to take a look at the cards here. So again, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to take a look, sort of give you an idea what the stat blocks sort of look like. And I can already tell that if there are creatures that have long stat blocks, instead of double-siding an individual card because they want to have the artwork, they will just simply use a second card, which is great. We're going to zoom in just a little bit here, make sure that we can see everything. And I'm just going to adjust the lighting down just a little bit to make it a little bit so that it's not reflecting off of the cards. And yeah, here we go. So the first card number 1, is normally these are like the instruction cards, but this is actually the Open Gaming license, which is kind of interesting. So we just have that as card number 1. And on the back, we just have the Pathfinder logo. Undead adjustments. So this is actually pretty cool. So it says sometimes you might need to create a creature with undead attributes in a hurry, like the elite and weak adjustments in the Pathfinder bestiary. It just gives you some of the steps there. So you add the undead trait and optionally the mindless trait if they're like a zombie or skeleton. Add the necro language if it isn't mindless, and then add the following immunities. They're immune to death effects, disease, paralyze, poison, and unconsciousness. If it's mindless, it's immune to mental as well, mental effects. And it has the ghost adjustments on the back. So the ghost adjustments just gives you the different things there. Add the ghost, spirit, and undead traits. Give the necro language. Add the following immunities, which is the same as what we had before. Add the following weaknesses with the value based on the creature's level. So the weaknesses are force, ghost touch, and positive energy. If the creature can't fly, change its highest speed to a fly speed. Remove all of the other speeds. So if it could like burrow, for example, or swim, you'd remove that and just give it a fly speed. And then the damage the creature's physical strikes changes to negative damage. And those strikes are magical. It gets dark vision and then negative healing. So negative energy effects like the harm spell will actually heal it instead of like the heal spell normally doing that. Heal spell should also harm because I think they're positive. And then it just has the ghostly passage, and you've got your weaknesses there. So depending on the level of the creature, and when you get if you have a weakness, whenever you're hit by an attack that does that sort of energy or that type of damage, then you just take an extra amount equal to the weakness value. Then we also have, so we'll just do that, and then we also have ghoul adjustments and the mummy adjustments. So I'm not going to read all of these here, but we actually do get adjustment cards for each of the different types of undead, like shadow, vampire, white, and zombie, which is really cool. I actually really like that that's there. It also gives you the elite and weak adjustments if you wanted to make these a little bit more, either more powerful or less powerful. So let's just actually slide that over a little bit here. So yeah, we get all those different types of adjustments, which is really cool to see. I actually really like the fact that they have that. And now we're going to get into some of the creatures. So these should be in alphabetical. And we're just going to go through. We got Beheaded. So these are kind of like the Varghouls, although the Varghouls are also in one of the new adventures as well. Then we got Beheaded, the Festering Gnasher. And then we've got the Taunting Skull Beheaded. And the artwork on these is absolutely amazing. Like, for all these battle cards that I've seen so far, the different bestiaries, the NPC deck, even some of the Starfinder ones, like, the artwork is absolutely fantastic. Here we have the Buta, and they actually have a little bit of a longer stat block, so they actually get 2 cards. And the Bone Croupier, Cadaverous Rake, just love that, the swashbuckling undead, the Child of Urgothwa, or I know I got that wrong, but again, the artwork on this is fantastic. I also love the fact that they not only have like the regular artwork, but they have a blown up, like a larger transparent version of the artwork in the background. I think that's really cool. There we got the Combusted, corpse root. So an undead tree creature. The Darvaka. And again, there's other things that they have here, but I'm just going to go with that. That is awesome looking. Again, it's got two different cards to it. And then we got another type of Darvaka, which again is 2 cards. So just beautiful artwork on this stuff. Like, I gotta say, like, Pathfinder's, Paizo's artwork that they use, the art direction that they have, is absolutely fantastic. It always amuses me when I hear people saying that, you know, that it's like the weak point of the Paizo stuff. And, you know, to each his own, right? Yeah, like, art is obviously subjective, but I've got to say, like, I've just been blown away by all the artwork that I've been seeing in these Pathfinder products, even going back to some of the first edition stuff. So I don't get it. I think they have some amazing artwork. I mean, just the creativity, the details, just fantastic stuff. I absolutely love it. We got a Death Coach. I mean, look at that. Like, tell me that's not amazing. Deathless Acolyte of Gorum. So these are some of the different gods, I believe. Deathless Acolyte. So again, we've got some different... Oh, okay, so that one does have similar artwork. That one looks a little bit different there. But again, these are just, you know, worshippers of certain types of gods. So here we have the Deathless Hierophant. The Ecorche. Wear skin is an ability. That's disturbing. The Excorian. Again, there's just some awesome stuff in this. Like, I love the different creatures and artwork they come up with. Flux Wraith, and again, these are alphabetized. The Gallow Dead. I'm not even going to try that one. It's way too late at night for me to try some of these things. But again, just look at that. That is just friggin' amazing. I love it. The Geist. The Goldaco. Ghost Pirate Captain. This one I gotta say. Yeah, that's definitely a Ghost Pirate. Love it. Hungry Ghost. And a ghoul. So we got the Lacedon. So these are the aquatic ghouls. The Ghoul Priest of Cabriri. And you know, like, ghouls are another one of, like, my favorite types of undead. And I just always feel like they're underutilized. Like, if we take a look at this this ghoul here. Now, I know this is like a priest, but they're not mindless, but they're almost always treated as mindless in, like, tons of adventures, you know, modules, other depictions of them just always seem to be like these mindless, just cannibalistic undead. But they actually have, like, the ability to reason. They actually have, you know, some intelligence. So I think that they're underutilized. And it's just, whenever I get to see, like, new types of ghouls, I'm always really happy. I actually want to do an undead, like, necropolis or something that's... I know there was something called the Kingdom of the Ghouls or something like that that does kind of give them their moment in the proverbial sun. But I just wish that we could see, like, just more stuff with ghouls being treated more than just, like, a tougher type of zombie. Oh, what do we got here? So the Grappling Spirit, okay. It's dressed like a luchador, and it can do, like, submissions and clothesline. Teleporting clothesline. I love it. Grave Knight Warmaster. Damn, that's awesome looking. Herexin. So this is the fallen or faithless that. So basically, I think like a corrupted priest. Then we got the fallen champion, which looks amazing. I love that artwork too. The hollow serpent. So I think that's like shedded skin, isn't it, basically? Anyway, still pretty neat. The Ichor Slinger. This. So that's the name on the card. And again, you get the complete stat blocks that are the exact same as they would be in the actual book. So for example, okay, it doesn't give the page reference, but let's just see if we can find like the last guard in just a pocket edition here. Okay, so here we've got just the stat block for the in the book itself, and as you can see, it's pretty much like the exact same. It does take up 2 cards because it is a bit of a longer stat block, but it's got basically the same format, the same layout. It's in the exact same order of everything. So again, really cool stuff there. So this was the last guard. The Horde Lich, which has 2 cards. Then we have the Rune Carved Lich, which I think that looks pretty awesome. So that was the first bundle. The second bundle continues. So we've just got again the Rune Carved Lich, Little Man in the Woods. This thing again, some ones I'm just not going to try. We've got Mortic, the Jitterbone Contortionist. Then we have Mortic, the Eroder. And the Immolator. Of course, it's a goblin. Goblins do love fire. The Mummy Prophet of Set. Always a fan of Egyptian culture, which they do have something very similar in Pathfinder as well. We got an Ice Mummy, Auroran Mummy, or Iroran Mummy, Mummified Cat, a Brusian. It's like sort of an undead merfolk. The Pale Sovereign. So again, some really cool artwork here. We got the Polong. Looks like a sort of an undead spirit trapped in a bottle. Raw Nerve. Okay, this one, that's gross. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty gross. Revenants. I also love Revenants as well. And what's actually kind of neat is in the Crown of the Kobold King, the new Pathfinder 2e adventure book that at the time this video goes out, my review for that should also already be available. But one of the possibilities is that if the player characters are a bit cavalier with the way they dispatch enemies, there's a chance that they can actually cause a Revenant to appear later on and pursue them. So that's kind of cool. I've always liked stories involving Revenants. So this has 2 cards here as well. So we're just going to take them both. So this is the Pale Stranger. The Silent Stalker, which is also 2 cards. So we're just going to do that. That's awfully creepy. Risen Pet. So we got the Predatory Rabbit. Love it. Just look at the bones. Risen Pet, Scorned Hound. The Shed Skin, which is 2 cards, and again, that's just like this. Oh man, again, the artwork is just amazing on these. Like it's so like creepy and off-putting and just amazing. Cybray. You got the Skeletal Beetle Carapace, a Drake Skeleton. The Skeletal Mage, which actually still has some spell abilities that it can use, which is awesome. The Skeletal Soldier. So again, kind of treating skeletons as a little bit more than just generic fodder undead. which is cool. We got the Skeletal Titan using a Final Fantasy sword. The Wolf Skeleton. The Slaw Reaper. Queen Slaw. With an ability called Eat Soul. This has got to be, that's a high level creature, level 18. The Tormented, which is 2 cards, so let's just do both of those at the same time. So the Tormented. The Unrisen, which is 2 cards as well. Oh, that's gross. I love it, but it's gross. Vampire Minister of Tumult. So again, 2 cards to that one. That's one of the creatures from the box art. Vampire Provincial Jianxi. So there are some like Asian-inspired creatures in this as well. There was also some in the Bestiary 3, which had a lot of like folklore type of creatures. So it's really cool to see that as well. Vampire Veterana Emergent. So again, really cool looking artwork there. A Manipulator. What is, oh, the Vertebrate. So basically looks like undead whales, which is, you got the killer whale, orca. That kind of looks like a shark, actually, so maybe they're just the aquatic ones. And then we've got the Waldgeist, which has 2 cards to it. The White Commander. Whites, again, I also love those as well. It has, I think, did I see? Yeah, it actually has Drain Life, which, again, used to be a really terrifying ability in games. The Hunter White. The Prowler White. The Zombie Lord, which has 2 cards to it. The Zombie Mammoth. A Zombie Owlbear. Poor thing. Zombie Snake. The Husk Zombie. Oh. And then finally the Withered Zombie. So that was my unboxing and just showing the artwork on all of the cards for the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Book of the Dead, the battle card set. And you all know the score by now. The battle cards that Pathfinder puts out, or Paizo puts out, the accessories that Paizo puts out for their role-playing games are really second to none. They're always high quality, they're always fantastically produced, and they always seem to have the consumers in mind with the way that they put these things together. Other companies in the past, if a creature stat block was too large to fit on a single card, they would simply omit it from the set. But with Paizo, they just, take the radical approach of just using a second card, and I absolutely adore that. The cards are a nice large size so that the artwork is really easy for people to see at your table, even if they're sitting on the other side of the table from the Game Master. They're large enough that the art really stands out. The art is fantastic on these cards, and the stat blocks, again, because the cards are larger, the font size is large enough to be easy on the eyes. Just a fantastic product overall. And if you have the Pathfinder Book of the Dead and you want to use it in your campaign, or if you maybe don't have the book yet, but you still want to use the creatures that are contained in there, then this is an absolutely fantastic accessory to pick up. And with all the battle cards, it does come highly recommended because the quality is just so good. Anyway, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I want to thank the good folks at Paizo for sending this over. And let me know in the comments below, dear viewers, what is your favorite creature from the Book of the Dead? Have you been able to use it in your campaign so far? Or if you're a player, have you gone up against some of these creatures and what are your experiences with those? So once again, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. You have no idea. Each and every single view means the world to me, and I will see you all next time. Until then, take care.